Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In this series we're going to be looking at some of the top reasons why you are failing to diet effectively. This series is going to be made up of 5 episodes, and in each episode we're going to look at 5 reasons that are contributing to you failing at your diet. I'm going to give you solutions by using my experience to help you move forward with confidence and help you diet successfully. If you do enjoy this video, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to alert you every time I post a new video every Monday. Welcome back to my channel. We finished last week's episode looking at how longevity is only going to aid the dieting process. So that's going to be our topic for today. We're going to look at 5 reasons that contribute to you not committing to your diet for the long haul and how this could be causing you problems. We're going to explore how underestimating what's required, hoping for the best, how excuses are going to really limit your success when dieting, and how cheating the system is only going to lead to you failing to diet effectively. Our first reason today why you might be failing to diet successfully is not committing for the long haul. Now, I truly believe that if you're not looking to commit to make changes that are going to last, it's only going to lead to failure. And this goes across the board in general life. If you don't commit to making changes and being able to withstand the challenges that brings in itself, it's going to be very difficult for you to commit to much when it comes to making changes to your lifestyle. So when we're looking at this through dieting, you need to understand that if you want to make changes to your body composition or to your nutrition, this requires effort. It's 100% worth realizing that this is going to be a journey. And it's all well and good going into this thinking, I want to get in and out as quickly as possible, especially if you've got a more short-term goal, like you want to lose a couple of pounds for a holiday, or maybe you're looking to commit to something like dry January and not have alcohol for a month. And these are all short-term fixes. But if you are looking to commit to making body composition changes that are going to be on a larger scale, if you're looking to really work on your nutrition, this needs to be an investment of your time, and you're going to need to understand what the diet requires. So the simple solution here is to weigh up whether this is a lifestyle change for you or whether it's a short-term fix you're looking for. You can then plan and execute and start to put in effort to ensure that you are successfully dieting and it works for you within your lifestyle. You can then reap the rewards of the changes that you're making, and this can last for more than a couple of weeks. You can actually look at this being a lifestyle change. Now, this leads on to reason number 2, and that's underestimating what's required. So there's 2 camps here. You can either go into any diet thinking that it's just going to happen and minimal effort needs to go in. But we can also look at this on the other end of the spectrum, where you may be someone that's an overachiever and you're willing to put 100% effort into your diet. And actually those harder weeks that you may face and the rewards aren't coming in as they potentially were when you first started, this could lead to all types of behavior problems when looking at the mentality you're bringing to your diet. If you think that every single week you're going to potentially lose weight and you're going to see those rewards, then you may be mistaken if this is a long-term diet, and especially if you're looking for big body composition changes. So the first point I raised here, underestimating what's required, is a very, very common fail when it comes to dieting. The simple solution here is to understand the diet and what actions you need to take in order to get the results you're after. And what I raised there as a second point is a less common fail when it comes to dieting. But if you are someone that has no problem with commitment, you need to be aware of how this may affect your mental and physical health, especially, like I said, when looking to diet for long periods of time. And this is honestly something that can easily be forgotten and put aside, but could quite easily come and bite you in the arse. So, what would be an example of what I'm talking about here? We've got the elements of potentially going into overtraining. And also, if you're dieting for long periods of time, it may be that it could lead to self restriction, and the combination of overtraining and self restriction when trying to get to a big body composition change are especially common in competitors. But also, if you are dieting and you're really liking the results that you're seeing, it could potentially lead to you wanting that more and then not knowing when to stop. And this all feeds into underestimating what's required. We need to understand that the mental and physical challenges you're going to face when looking to diet will affect you, especially if this is a complete overhaul of where you're currently at. And if you're looking at starting a new diet, those big changes and that time you may need to invest is going to lead you into challenges. There's going to be lots of different scenarios along the way that are going to challenge you both mentally and physically. So I really do urge you to understand that you need to be patient with yourself and you need to allow time and learning on your journey. Biggest way around getting some support when looking to diet is getting a coach. And I've dedicated a previous video into how getting a coach could really help you when looking to achieve body composition changes. So I definitely give that a watch if you can. But ultimately, looking for a sense of support when looking to diet is going to help you tackle both areas here. So underestimating what's required, your coach can give you advice. And if you are an overachiever and you need help and guidance when to stop, maybe when to curb things, and if you're looking to compete, definitely looking to get a coach to guide you along your way. Now let's look at hoping for the best and how that's only going to lead to negativity when looking to diet. You can see the theme today, how longevity is required to make changes, and how looking at making a long-term decision to improve your health, to make body composition changes, is certainly something that requires awareness and input. Hoping for the best in combination with not going into this wholeheartedly and finding goals that help bring about a desire to actually want to achieve them is a recipe for failure. I mentioned in episode number 4 that it's human nature to look for the easiest option when it comes to anything in life. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing when dieting. If you can look for easy ways to implement changes, this is positive. But if you're looking for easy diets and easy ways to change your body composition and nutrition, that mentality could lead you to coming across problems when it comes to dieting. And by this, I don't just mean looking for easy ways out. I mean going against the diet, the implementation and the structure of the things that you need to do to be able to enable a successful diet. So what we can do here is coin in on the easy implementation of the changes you need to make to your current setup in order to achieve your goals. So good examples of this would be things like if you've got a step target, you could look at doing that by going for a walk with a friend. That way you get to catch up with your friend and you get your steps in. You can also look at things like bulk cooking. Rather than making your meals as you go, you could look at setting aside time to do a job lot of meals and to set you up for your week. A big bit of advice here is to reflect on how much time you can put into dieting, align this with your goals, and then commit to do your best to succeed. By doing this, you can turn the trait of hoping for the best completely around into taking ownership for your own journey and your own success. Leading into reason number 4 today, which is making excuses. This can be a bit of a touchy subject, and no one really likes to admit that they constantly make excuses when it comes to dieting. I can't tell you how sad it makes me when I come across so many people that legitimately have so much potential to be able to achieve the results they desire, but the constant excuses just pulls them back. It would be very easy for me to say, get on with it, stop making excuses. But ultimately, if this is a habit of yours, if this is something you've built up over years potentially, when it comes to dieting, that you always find excuses not to start a diet, or when you're dieting, excuses not to apply yourself wholeheartedly, it's going to take a bit of time and understanding to turn this around. So what I would look to do is understand why you've failed in the past and the excuses that you've previously brought in to your diet and to your lifestyle to not diet successfully. A lack of understanding as to why you're making excuses is only going to lead to you continuing into this, causing you to fail at your diet. I'd also urge you to understand why it is you're putting other things in the way of your diet. Why are you making those excuses? Why is it that when you're just about to go out the door to the gym and the washing machine beeps, that you go and decide to hang the washing out and shave 15 minutes off your gym session? Why is it when your friend phones you and says, do you want to go for lunch, but you've already set aside time to prepare your lunch that is specific to your diet, that you sack that off and you go for lunch with your friend instead? When you could easily look at putting things into play so that this is something that doesn't cause you problems. And it's about getting a general understanding into you as a person, how much this diet means to you, and what it is you're willing to commit to be able to make the changes you need to get the results that you're striving for. I want you to take a moment to think of it like this. Why not make excuses to diet rather than excuses not to diet? So it would be a really good thing to start thinking about how you can apply yourself as much as possible. And if you do get deterrents along the way, that actually you can rise up and say, that's not going to cause me a problem. I am doing this for myself and I've got a goal to achieve. Our last reason today is cheating the system. Now, sticking to the theme with how a lack of dedication is causing you problems when dieting, let's look at how a lack of dedication and commitment to your diet by cheating the system is only going to cause you problems. Ultimately, it's going to come down to how much you want this and how much you're willing to put into your diet in order to succeed. When looking to cheat the system, this is going to lead to lots of other factors when looking to diet. It's going to bring down your levels of motivation and adherence. It's going to cause you problems when you face challenges. And it's also going to lead to you feeling negative when dieting. If you're looking to make lifestyle changes that will last, cheating the system will not help you at all. So what can we do to turn this around? Understand that cheating the system is only limiting your own success. It's you that needs to put these changes into play to be able to achieve your goals successfully. A lack of responsibility when making changes and dieting for the right reasons will end in failure. Make sure you're doing this for you. And a big bit of advice here is find a diet that motivates you. Find a diet that you could potentially enjoy and a diet that fits in with your lifestyle. In this series, I've given you 25 reasons why you might be failing to diet successfully. I've given you 25 solutions to all of those reasons. And ultimately, my biggest bit of advice to finish this series off is to achieve your first landmark, whatever your ultimate goal looks like. Be willing to commit and be willing to make this a journey. Anything worth having takes levels of commitment and takes time. And if you can learn along the way, these changes could last for potentially the rest of your life. And remember, do this for you. I really do hope you've enjoyed this episode and I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember guys, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to alert you every time I post a new video every Monday.